Hello friends, in this video we'll see another basic concept of Laravel, and that is all about the concept of middleware. So in this video we'll discuss what is middleware, how many types of middlewares inside Laravel, how to configure and how to use it inside application. Back to editor. So first thing first, what is a middleware? So middlewares are just like barriers between HTTP request and our application. For example, let's say we have 20 of routes. We want to protect 10 routes of them by unauthorized access. So by using the concept of middlewares and their settings, we can protect those 10 routes from unauthorized access. Let's understand something more. So back to slide, open a new tab. So here, this is all about HTTP request which is coming inside our application, and here we have our Laravel application. So in between these two terms like HTTP request and this is Laravel application, here comes the concept of middlewares. So it means every request which is coming inside this application, by using the concept of middlewares, we can filter it out. For example, as we had discussed, we have 20 routes and we want to protect 10 routes from them. So by using the concept of middlewares, which is in between the HTTP request and Laravel application, we can protect them. So in short, middlewares are just like filters which requests are valid and invalid before processing inside this application. Now if we are talking about middleware types, so according to settings, according to uses, we have three types. The first is all about global middleware. Global middlewares are those middlewares which automatically applies to every route, to every HTTP request which comes and goes out inside application. In the next we have a group middleware. It means, let's say that we have two panels, user panel and admin panel. We want that admin panel routes will be accessed only when admin will be logged in. So in that case, we need to create a group of routes for admin. So if we apply any concept of middleware inside those admin panel routes, so those routes will be protected using the concept of group middleware. Group middleware basically applies to a group of routes. And final and the last one we have called route middleware. So if suppose we have created a middleware and we want to apply only on a specific route inside application, so we can use by using middleware method. So once any middleware applies only a specific route is known as route middleware. Now let's talk about its settings. So whenever we create any custom middleware inside Laravel application, it will go and store inside this app HTTP. Now we can see we have a folder called middleware. So once we create any middleware using artisan command, so it will go and store inside this folder. These are by default generated files when we had installed this Laravel setup. Now next, how to create a middleware inside this application. So to understand, back to terminal, if I type php artisan, press enter. Now if we go inside make section group, so inside this group we can see here we have a command called make middleware. Look at single line description, it create a new middleware class. So if I go and let's open its help manual, php artisan help, and then we type command name, so it will be make middleware. If I press enter, and I think we are doing some mistake here, spelling mistake. So php artisan help make middleware. So this is all about, we are getting all about the help manual to create a middleware class inside Laravel application. So when we use the command make middleware, along with this command we need to pass a name that is an argument and which is the name of the middleware. So once we create, it will go and store inside this app HTTP and middleware. But after creation of middleware, it is not going to use inside this application. Before use, we need to register for this application. So the next question is how to register that. So to register, we need to go inside app HTTP, and inside this HTTP we can see here we have a file called kernel.php. Let's open that. So we can see that it's a class, and inside this class here we have a protected variable that is an array, and inside this array these all classes which links inside this array are middlewares. And these middlewares are also known as group middlewares because by default when any request hit this application, so automatically these middlewares applies on those requests. If I scroll down, here we have middleware groups. It means that here we have two middlewares called web and API. These are group middlewares because in this middleware it's an alias. Inside this alias we have a group of middlewares. So as we had taken the example of admin panel, so whenever we apply this middleware alias that is web to our admin panel routes, it means all the admin routes will be protected by using these group middlewares. And here we have another array, another variable that is middleware aliases. So here we can see that auth, which indicates all about this authenticate class. So whenever for any route if we use this auth, it means for that specific route authenticate middleware will be applied. Let's quickly start to create a middleware and how to register by using this kernel.php. So I will go inside this terminal and let's create a middleware. So php artisan, let's say make middleware, and I will call it as is logged in. Means this is our custom middleware which we are creating to check that if user is logged in or not. So if I press enter, and again I think okay, we have the same mistake of spelling errors. So this is middleware. Now as you can see that isLoggedIn.php is a middleware class file created inside middleware folder. Back to editor, go inside app, http middleware, and we can see, and here is our created isLoggedIn middleware class. So all the logics, all the concept, what we want for this middleware should be written inside this handle method. So suppose we have applied all the logics inside this method. Now we want to use this middleware class inside this application. The next we need to register first. So for that we need to go inside app, http open kernel.php. So first we need to decide the middleware what we have created will be applied globally to a group of routes or only a specific route. So let's say we want to apply globally. So in that case go inside this protected middlewares, and inside here we need to simply import that class. So what I will do here is logged in, and I will add it's a class, and this class is basically coming from app, http and middleware. So either simple we can import this class at the top of this declaration, or if I go here, let's cut that. Let's remove this line, go here, and we can simply pass that package right here inside this. So this middleware what we have created, and I think that let's remove that. So is logged in. Now this middleware class is applies globally to global, it means all application routes. In some cases I want to apply our custom middleware class only on a group of routes. So instead of adding globally to this application, what we can do here, go here inside this middleware groups, and let's create an alias here. So I will call it as, let's say, logged in, create an array, and inside this simple we need to import our class. So what we can do here is logged in is the middleware class what we had created. So this is all about import of package. So I'm not going to include the complete path here, it is okay. So this is all the registration of the custom middleware class inside this middleware groups. Now how to apply inside group of routes? So for that we need to go inside routes folder, web.php, and here let's say that we have group of routes here, route, middleware, we can use middleware method, and inside here let's pass an array, and inside array we need to pass the alias name. So this is the alias name. So simple. I will copy, go here, pass it here, just create group method, and inside this group method we'll have the callback function, and inside this callback function we have all application routes. So if you're talking about admin panel, so we can say admin panel routes. So it means that for admin panel routes we are applying logged in middleware. So all the concept what we had implemented into the handle method of middleware class will be applied to these group of routes. So this is known as the concept of group middleware. Now if you're talking about route middleware, so here as we can see that here we have a single route. Now let's say that we want to apply our custom middleware to this route specifically. So how to do that? As we know that if we want to use this is logged in middleware class, either we can use this alias name. So we can register either inside this middleware groups, or instead of calling it here, I will go inside this middleware aliases, go here, and let's say that is logged in, and this is using all about is logged in class. So successfully now we have registered our custom middleware class inside this middleware aliases. So what we can do, copy this alias name, go to web.php. Now we are applying on a route in single route. So here I will call middleware method, and inside this middleware here we can see that we can pass an array or a string value, or this is all about the middleware name. So here I will pass double quotes, and simple I will pass the alias name. So once we add this line of code, it means that is logged in middleware alias or our is logged in middleware class automatically applies on this single route. So this is overall the concept of middleware, how to register, how to load, and how to use inside application. So they are just like filters which filters our HTTP request before processing inside application. By using the concept of middlewares, we can actually protect our application from invalid requests. So in the next video, we'll see some more basics concept. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.